Alright, I'm coming at you with another recap vid. Okay, now, I know this is a 1, but we're on round 13, and this is a 12-sided die. And I don't have any D20s, so that is a 13. We played from the British Empire's turn of round 11 through Germany's turn of round 13. So France is up next. My, what crazy events happened. First things first, well, I'll just kind of skim over everything a little bit, but first things first, Italy fell on round 12, I believe. Yeah, round 12. Germany seized control of Rome before the Austrians did. And let's see what else. I'm just kind of all over the place. I'm remembering multiple rounds now, but I'll just do a little overview over every country, so of what their current state is. Let's start with Austria. They're pumping stuff out normally, and he built up a massive amount of battleships. Just went all in on battleships one round. He then pushed into Italy, kept contesting Rome, but then let Germany take it. And then this round 13, lucky, unlucky 13, he went into the Med and eliminated my allied forces down there. So the Mediterranean, for the most part, with the exception of this French battleship over here, is Austrian controlled. And I don't see those battleships not getting repaired next round. Central Powers pretty much control the Mediterranean. Moving on to Germany, he built this last turn, he built 3 cruisers and infantry and artillery. And over here on the Western Front, first he took all of his units into Alsace, whatever it is. Then he moved them to Ruhr, and I have been moving around him and coming in accordingly. So as you can see, British and Americans up here, and I got some Americans with a lot of French right here in Lorraine and Belgium. The Brits took Belgium back, so it is now theirs. And the Americans moved out of Piedmont, no point in defending it, to, what is it, Marseille? Yeah, Marseille. So French are just pumping out infantry and fighters. And let's see, continuing turn order. I got to stick to turn order. Brits are doing not much over here besides this, and they're going all in on the Ottomans over here. The Ottomans went after Ankara with mixed results. The Ottomans actually won air superiority for once with their fighters. And but then I was able to eliminate them anyway on the next turn. The Austrians are coming over to give the Ottomans a hand, since they're the dying old man, as they say. And Ottomans took 1 unit into Arabia to take that, which also gave him an extra IPC national objective. And he has the units he had. He moved down to Transjordan after I moved units to Egypt. He moved them back to Smyrna, as these guys are approaching, or encroaching. So that's what's going on over here. And let's see, so Italy obviously tried to hold out as best as it could and just couldn't do anything, and they're gone. They're gone. I don't see them coming back. So right now, the Central Powers have 1 allied capital, which is a big deal. But for the out-of-box victory conditions, they need to have control of either Paris. They need 2 capitals, allied capitals, and one of them needs to be either Paris or London. All right, now the other obvious big thing that happened. Germany, he had a lot of battleships. He amassed so many battleships, I ran out of German battleships. I don't like to chip my boats, because, especially battleships, because then how do you mark a chip as damaged, so to speak, you know? So I actually had to reuse some Italian battleships. And he had like six submarines, one cruiser, and like 14 or 16 or 18, something like, I don't know, it was probably more like 16. Or no, hold on. It's either 16 or 14 battleships. And he went and invaded my sea zone. And unlike this battle where I did have some terrible die rolls, I should have gotten more hits than I did. The odds went back to my favor with the die roll in terms of the die rolls, and I mean he scored some good hits against me, but he should have been able to score more than he did. And my mines only knocked out one of his subs and damaged 2 of his battleships. That was it. But besides that, I just got more hits than he did ultimately. And the odds were in his favor. In my opinion at least, I can't believe I survived this. So I lost like four, I think it was 4, maybe 5 British submarines. I lost like 6 or 7 British cruisers. I lost 2 American cruisers, and I lost a couple of British battleships. But ultimately, I came out on top, and that's a big deal. He bought 3 cruisers, but that's not going to do much at this point, because and on Britain's turn, all these things are on Britain's turn and America's turn. All these battleships are repaired, so that's cool. That's fun for me at least. So that's a big deal. The Allies have overall control of the Atlantic, of the main Atlantic. The Central Powers have control of Italy and the Mediterranean. The Ottoman Empire is struggling to stay alive, and Rome has fallen. So we got ourselves a very interesting game here. The arms race that we were doing, the naval arms race that we were both doing, and how that exploded was just it was beautiful and a complete disaster at the same time for both parties. So yeah, that is what it is, I guess. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. America is looking ready to pounce through Canada once again. They built themselves another battleship and more fighters. And again, they're doing stuff over here, doing stuff on the Western Front here. This is looking like the next thing that's really gonna to be the game decider. If I can withstand this, especially with the number of fighters, and have the air superiority and take away his fighters, there's a good chance I'll win here. But Austria is now on its way. Germany's depleted of the Russian front forces, and as you can see, there's a gap of reinforcements. They have units in Ruhr. They have nothing in Alsace right now, but they have units in Ruhr. And the Austrians are on their way because they don't have to bother with Italy anymore. So it looks like he's just sending them this way. He could have taken Piedmont, but he didn't. So we'll see. France is going to have to build up a navy to deal with this stuff. Yeah, I'm getting a little overdue with the length of this video at this point. So we'll wrap it up at this point. And important to note, for the Americans get another national objective of theirs. Again, we're playing with there aren't national objectives with this game out of box. We're playing with Lion in the Trenches national objectives. If you're curious, if you haven't seen these before. So look up Lion in the Trenches YouTube channel. He has a link where you can download and print these, but basically they add just a few extra bucks to each nation for different conditions, and there's nothing absurd. Most of them are like 1 or 2 IPCs. Sometimes there's 4, sometimes there's 5. I think they're really cool, and it's just a little bit of it just adds a little bit of extra money to the game, because normally when you play this game, it shit just eventually gets depleted. So it just kind of helps everybody keep pumping stuff out and continuing the bloodbath, so to speak. So I like it. I like playing with his national objectives. I think they're reasonable, and he did a good job making them have kind of a historical significance and all that. So anyway, let's see what else. Oh yeah, well that's I don't know. That's basically about it. That's basically it. Oh yeah. Sorry. What I was saying. Because the Central Powers don't have any submarines on the board, that is a national objective for the U.S. So they have the freedom of the seas, so to speak. I think that's what it's called, at least. Anyway, so I'll wrap it up. This is an epic game. Rick's first time playing. He's a worthy adversary. He's doing a great job. We're both having a lot of fun. I think I'm still not sure who's winning. It's a really close call. There's a lot of crazy variables here. Even if I lose, I'm having a blast. And that's how you know you have a good game, when you can still lose and have fun. So this is 1914, and just remember, everybody, roll the dice better.